Let's talk about the traffic stop. I mean, for most of us, it's a pretty dreaded, heart pounding experience, right? But what if an app on your phone could completely change that? What if it could turn a tense roadside encounter into a smooth, quick digital exchange? Well, that's exactly the promise of a new platform called Traafik. And today, we're going to dive into how it plans to reinvent one of the oldest interactions in law enforcement.
You gotta love the directness. This is a bold statement right from the company's website, but it gets straight to the point, doesn't it? Traffic is basically built on this one single universal idea. Nobody enjoys the stress and the uncertainty of a traffic stop, and they're betting that technology is the answer.
So, what is their big idea? Well, it's all about shifting from the physical world to the digital one. Instead of that face to face interaction on the side of a busy road, the whole thing happens on your phone. You go from manually fumbling for your documents to having instant pre verified information. And the goal behind it all is to make the entire process safer and a whole lot faster. This whole concept leads us to what Traffic is calling the digital encounter. So let's take a look at how the app itself actually works and how it becomes the main tool for making this huge change happen. At its very core, Traffic is positioning itself as a platform for both drivers and for police. Their official mission really emphasizes safety in mind for both, and that's a crucial point. They're not just trying to build a tool for one side of the interaction. They're aiming to create a whole new system that benefits everyone involved. Okay, but for a digital system like this to actually work, the app needs to have all your information before you ever get pulled over, a process they call pre-vetting. The concept itself is pretty simple. You, the driver, voluntarily upload and verify your license, your registration, and your insurance way ahead of time. So all your information is just ready to go long before you ever see any flashing lights in your rearview mirror. So what does that whole onboarding process look like? Well, it's basically a four-step deal. First, you scan your driver's license. And finally, you just scan your vehicle registration and your insurance card. And the tech they're using here is actually pretty smart. For your driver's license, you don't just snap a picture of the front. The app has you scan the barcode on the back. This pulls the data directly, which means no typos, and it makes the whole process way, way faster. And what data is it pulling from that barcode? Well, it's all the critical stuff an officer would need. Your full name, your address, your license number, and your date of birth. It all just populates automatically for you. But what about documents that don't have a handy barcode, like your registration card? For that, the app uses something called OCR, which stands for Optical Character Recognition. You just take a picture, and the technology literally reads the text and turns it into data. It even gives you a chance to review it and fix anything the scan might have missed. So you might be wondering, what's the real incentive for a driver to do all of this? Well, as the company puts it, it's about putting yourself in the best position possible. The whole idea is to let an officer see instantly that all your documents are in order and your background is clear. Okay, so you're all set up, you're pre-vetted. What actually happens during a real traffic stop when you're using the app? Let's walk through that virtual process. So here's how the interaction kicks off. As the driver, you see you're being pulled over. You open the app and select the officer who's right there on your map. That sends a request over to the officer's device, and they can immediately access all of your pre-verified documents before they even think about leaving their vehicle. The very first step in this digital exchange is a really simple one. The officer just sends a request through the app asking for a current photo, just to confirm that you are who your license says you are. And in response, the driver just takes a quick selfie from inside the app and sends it right back. There's no fumbling for a wallet, no reaching into the glove box. It's all handled digitally right then and there. So let's just recap the key features that make this a true virtual stop. First, officers get instant access to your info. Second, if there's any confusion at all, there's always an option to start a video call. Third, and this is a huge one, nobody has to get out of their car. And finally, if there is a citation, it's issued and can even be paid right inside the app. And another little feature that's really designed for the driver is convenience. The app keeps a complete, secure history of all your interactions and any tickets, all in one place for your own records. So, what does this all add up to? When you combine all these features, Traffic is really painting a picture of a very, very different future for the typical roadside stop. And this quote really captures the ultimate promise of the whole platform: to transform what is often a tense, slow process into an experience that is simply seamless and fast, getting everybody back on their way. You know, this all leaves us with a much bigger question. The traffic stop is one of our most routine and, let's be honest, sometimes one of our most fraught civic interactions. Can an app on our phones really reshape it for the better?